Sujata, Velviri, and Sushya. We are laboratory professionals from Japan. It feels amazing to be back here with all of you for yet another exciting edition of ICMLS. Thanks to Dr. Kaptanji for having entrusted us with the role of comparing the sessions for this year too. And it's an absolute privilege for the three of us to do this in a national capital city.
Absolutely. We had an incredible time last year at Puducherry, and we can't wait to do it all over again here at AIMS. We see a few familiar faces and many new ones too. We are thrilled to have each one of you here today for this 5th National Conference of ICMLS at AIMS, New Delhi. And we promise to make this edition bigger, better, more interesting, and as memorable. Welcome to Delhi, the heart and soul of India, a city where history and modernity blend seamlessly. As a nation's capital, it's a hub of politics, commerce, and innovation. It remains deeply rooted in tradition. Whether you stroll through the bustling markets, relish the mouth-watering street food, or marvel at the architectural wonders, Delhi offers an unforgettable journey through time and culture. Welcome to a city that never sleeps and always inspires.
This scientific conference is a great opportunity for the medical laboratory professionals who form the edifice of the diagnostic healthcare services, research and developmental organizations to interact and get nurtured professionally. The theme of ICMLS 2024 is Insights on Navigating the Future of Medical Laboratory Profession. We hope the delegates use the platform to gain professional knowledge and also to associate with various renowned experts present here and discuss about the challenges and opportunities worldwide. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome the distinguished guests onto the dais to kickstart the event. Requesting the organizing chairperson, Ms. Saroj Singh, and the organizing secretary, Mr. Indresh Kumar Singh, to kindly accompany the dignitaries to the dais. Welcoming the chief guest for the day, Dr. M. Srinivas, Director, AIMS, New Delhi. Our guests of honor, Padma Shri, Dr. Arvind Lal, Executive Chairman, Dr. Lal Path Labs. Shri Karan Singh, Additional Deputy Director, Administration, AIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Sudeep Kumar Datta, HOD Lab Medicine, AIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Kaptan Singh Chairawat, President, ICMLS. Dr. Pankaj Kaul, General Secretary, ICMLS. Ms. Saroj Singh, Organizing Chairperson, ICMLS 2024. We now invite the members of the organizing committee to give a green welcome to the dignitaries. We welcome Dr. Arvind Lal, Executive Chairman Dr. Lal Path Labs, to join us in the dais. We invite the members of the organizing committee to give a green welcome to the dignitaries.
I invite Mr. Ajit Singh, President, Officers Association, to welcome Dr. I invite Ms. Meenu Bala to welcome Dr. Kaptan Singh Serawat, President, ICMLS. I invite Ms. Nilima Sharma to welcome Dr. Pankaj Kaur, General Secretary, ICMLS. I invite Mr. Shankaram Arya to welcome Mr. Saroj Singh, Organizing Chairperson, ICMLS 2024. Without much ado, let's begin the event by invoking the blessings of the divine with the power of music and prayer. Let's bow our heads for the Memento Saraswati Vandana. Kindly rise.
Good morning, everybody. So, my team from AIMS and ICMLS welcome you, the people on dais. Director sir has just left, so he has an important meeting, so he has to leave, but he has joined. I am grateful to him. And Mr. Karan Singh, Additional Director, thank you for coming. Padam Shri, Dr. Arvind Lal, is chairperson of Lars Path Laboratories. Dr. Sudeep Dutta, who has always been standing. Thank you, sir, for joining us. He is HOD of Department of Laboratory Medicine, AIMS. Mr. Kaptan Singh Sherawat, who is the backbone of this ICMLS president. He is, thank you for coming and welcoming me on behalf of Dr. Pankaj Kaul, who is joining us. I welcome him also. He is the General Secretary, ICMLS. And respected speakers and esteemed colleagues. So, it is my great honor and privilege to welcome you all at the 5th National Conference of Indian Confederation of Medical Laboratory Sciences. As an organizing chairperson, I am thrilled to see such a diverse and dynamic audience united by a shared commitment to advancing our profession. That is special for me. The theme of this year of the conference, Insights on Navigating the Future of Medical Laboratory Professional, is linked deeply with the challenges and opportunities we face in today's ever-evolving healthcare landscape. So, medical laboratories serve as a backbone of diagnostic medicine, playing a significant role in the patient care, disease prevention, and healthcare innovation also. So yet, as we stand at the intersection of rapid technology advancement, evolving healthcare system, and emerging global challenges, the need to redefine our role and adopt innovative practice and lead transformative changes that has never been greater over the next 2 days. We are going to explore this trend and breakthrough and strategies we are going to navigate. So our program is backed by enlightening keynote addresses and thought-provoking discussion, panel discussion is there, led by some of the most reputed names in the field of it. These sessions aims to provide not just the knowledge, but actionable insights that you can take back to your lab or institution or community indirectly. I would like to take this opportunity to express my heartfelt gratitude to faculties of teams of AIMS, our patron, Dr. Sudeep Dutta, who has invited our guest, Dr. Jai Kavya also. So he has always been supporting us, and welcome Dr. Jai Kavya also. And there is one new speaker from Malaysia. So this is we are going to have it. So under the guidance of this committee, so we welcome all. I hope this is going to be a very wonderful session to all. We go with lots of thank you. We welcome you again at the AIMS. Our Honorable Union Health Minister, Shri J.P. Nadda, had agreed to join us today. Due to his official commitments, he has been unable to, but has sent us all a video message to convey his goodwill wishes.
It gives me immense pleasure to address you on this opening ceremony of 5th National Conference of Indian Confederation of Medical Laboratory Sciences. The medical lab professionals play a very important role in healthcare system by contributing to the diagnostic services and medical research. The importance of medical lab professionals in India's healthcare setup was evident during the COVID pandemic. You were one of the frontline warriors who fearlessly worked during those hard times without caring for your own life. It is our endeavor to develop a talented pool of qualified allied health professionals apart from doctors and nursing personnel under the visionary leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji. The National Commission for Allied and Healthcare Professionals Act 2021 has been passed and the process of implementation of this act has already been started. I assure you all that we will make all possible efforts towards speedy implementation of this act. I believe that this conference will provide a platform for young professionals to showcase their talent and to collaborate with the experts in the field. I am sure that the delegations during the conference will disseminate much needed knowledge, improve the patient care, and will enhance productivity in the field. I wish ICMLS 2024 conference a grand success.
Thank you, sir. Requesting Dr. Kaptan Singh Shararo, the President of ICMLS, to deliver the keynote address.
Respected Honorable Chief Guest of today's function, Dr. M. Srinivas sir has an important meeting, so he's there meeting. Currently, our guest of honor, special guest of honor, currently Honorable Brigadier Dr. Arun Lal, Executive Chairman, Dr. Lal Bethra Limited. Sri Karan Singh, Additional Director, Administration, AIMS, Delhi. Dr. Sudhir Datta sir, Head of the Department of Lab Medicine, AIMS, Delhi. Mrs. Saroj Singh, Organizing Chairperson. Mr. Indiresh Kumar Singh, Organizing Secretary of this conference. Head of various lab departments from the AIMS, faculty members, my organizational colleagues, delegates and dear students. First of all, I on behalf of the organizing committee of ICMLS 2024 welcome you all in this national conference of Indian medical lab professionals. I extend my special thanks and gratitude to our esteemed chief guest and distinguished guest of honor for accepting our invitation and gracing this event despite their busy schedule, sir. Sir, as you know that medical lab profession is a multidisciplinary area of health sciences. This national conference is a great opportunity for all working medical lab professionals like medical lab technicians, medical OT technicians, laboratory scientists, from government to private health sector, including the students, faculty members from academic institutions and healthcare establishments all over India. Sir, we strongly believe that in the era of health science, modern era of health sciences, every healthcare professional is equally important, and it's a teamwork now in healthcare. Nevertheless, it is also a fact that we as medical lab professionals are at crossroads in healthcare system. Every healthcare professional and patient has to pass through this crossroad. When we say this, that we are at center of healthcare system, we have substantial reason to do this statement. With due respect to all our about the medical lab professionals. In evidence-based healthcare system, no medical degree course, whether it is allopathic, Ayurvedic, homeopathic, Unani, Siddha, or etc., or any recognized system of medicine, is complete without the basic understanding and knowledge of lab sciences. So no allied and healthcare program nowadays is complete without the basic understanding and knowledge of medical lab practices. No allied health course curriculum is complete without and knowledge of medical lab sciences. No evidence-based healthcare system can work nowadays without the support of clinical labs. No specialty or subspecialty can work without the support of labs. So majority of experimental medical or clinical research activities in medical colleges, research institutions are undertaken in lab with the support of medical lab professionals. This is a big workforce of medical lab technologists and scientists working in India Premier Health Clinical Research Agency, ICMR and CSR also. So we are part of teaching, training, research of medical, nursing, allied health sciences. We are also part of basic health services to super specialty healthcare services in the country. Sir, we are proud to say that we are part of all major national healthcare program in the country. This is really a very diverse, complex, yet very comprehensive area of healthcare sciences, where more than 20 different departments and divisions exist, which has very diverse work environment, like microbiology, biochemistry, blood banking. Every department has a different work environment and require distinct competencies and skills. This means that laboratory technology professionals are required to be competent in all major area of laboratories. Sir, likewise any other, this profession has also many challenges and opportunities as well. On this momentous occasion, I would like to take this opportunity to present a brief overview of this profession. It is just a brief SWOT analysis of profession, presenting its strengths, weaknesses, opportunities and threats. Sir, this is also in line with our theme of this year conference, where we wish to discuss about our professional challenges and opportunities to navigate the future of this wonderful profession. When we talk about our strength of this profession, it is an established fact that majority of our clinical decisions are now based on the medical laboratory results. Clinical laboratory diagnostic is an utmost important area in healthcare, and without the laboratory support, the diagnosis and treatment of the disease is difficult. So we are the largest workforce after the doctors and nurses in the country. It is also a very fast growing sector. If we talk about its growth and expansion, it is also in the context of Indian diagnostic market, the total diagnostic was valued at about 13 billion in 2023, and out of which the diagnostic laboratory services size was 8 billion, which is expected to grow twice in its current size by 2028. Some of the important factors responsible for this growth in laboratory diagnostic are rising number of chronic disease, aging population, and the increase in adoption of number of government insurance program. Moreover, an increase in the awareness among the Indian has also resulted in regular healthcare checkups, preventive health checkups. So this is also a good factor that in average cost in such diagnostic tests in India is lower in compared to other developed countries. Diagnostic services are now more accessible even at home because of the technological innovation and free diagnostic services initiative of the central government under National Health Mission. Nevertheless, we have also a few challenges also in these professions. It is a fragmented and unregulated sector primarily covering the urban areas. Unregulated landscape in point-of-care diagnostic is creating a challenging situation in patient care. And when we talk about the quality, it is also a hard fact which we have to accept that less than 1% laboratories are fully accredited through ISO 15189 quality standards. So reasons may be different, administrative, technical and logistics, but this is also.
Although we have a central act NCHP now, but due to absence of rule which are in process of framing and regulation, there is no mechanism to regulate the professional education and practices of medical lab professionals. Sir, thousands of educational institutions have been mushrooming across the country just to earn the profit without any basic requirement of these institutions. Thousands of labs are also running throughout the country without any control, which is a serious threat to the patient safety. These are the serious concern areas for our fraternity also. Due to non-implementation of the central act, whether in government sector or in private health sector, we are facing a plethora of problems. For example, despite of having a proper professional qualifications, we don't have a license and registration to work in profession. We don't have recognized position in hierarchy for identical work. There is no uniform rules of recruitment, service conditions, salaries and allowances. Sir, we understand that primary objective of this scientific conference is to discuss about the latest scientific development. Nevertheless, we consider this an golden opportunity, in fact, for us to make our policy makers, stakeholders, to apprise about the role of medical lab professionals and the impact of having these dedicated professionals on the overall patient care services. This is also an opportunity to highlight the key policy issues related to our profession. Sir, we as an association are putting all sincere efforts for improvement of the quality of professional education and practices in the country throughout, which should be there through a regulated system under the central government. Within a short span of time, we as a association had set various professional milestones. BMLS and MMLS course curriculum was approved by the ministry and recommended to the UGC also. All the health institutions have been asked to implement the curriculum. ICMLS was the important stakeholder in that process. And I am proud to share with you, Dr. Lal was also the lead in that committee also. Thank you, sir. So as far as the appreciating and role and contribution of our members, we have few ICMLS awards. For in that, one award is for the outstanding professional who is doing outstanding research. Include their personal cases of etc. Salary. So the team member for timely given professionals in doctors rather more are given to this trained collectively we can make a big change for the overall improvement of health services for better patient care in the country. With these, once again, would like to thank you kind presence.
Thank you, sir. May I now call Deep Kumar Dutt, the head of Department of Lab Medicine in New Delhi.
Lal, Dr. Singh, Sri Karan Singh, Additional Director AIMS, then Dr. Kaptan Singh Sherawat, President ICMLS, and all other dignitaries on the dais and off the dais also. We have very august personalities sitting in the front row, second rows, I can see them. So a very warm welcome to all of you for being here in New Delhi AIMS from all parts of the country. So, as well said by Dr. Kaptan Singh Sherawat, that laboratory medicine, medical laboratory sciences is standing at a very crucial juncture, and probably this conference is at a very right time and place, talking about the future of medical laboratory profession. So, at this juncture, we are facing a lot of issues which are going to revolutionize the field of laboratory medicine in the very near future. And 2-3 things I would like to impress here. One big aspect which is going on around the globe is integration of services. So, integration of technology, integration of understanding, integration of the services is bringing around a lot of cost efficiency and effectiveness in healthcare output from the laboratories. So this is one area we have to move on and adapt to, coming out from the isolated environment that we are used to work in, and be more often give more of a holistic attitude towards the laboratory services. So that is one thing, and in this regard, AIMS has already shown the path. It has already established a MD program in laboratory medicine, which is a holistic view of laboratory medicine. And I believe that the National Allied Health Commission for Allied Health Professionals, National Commission for the Allied Health Professionals, is also working in a similar pattern where they are devising methods and designing the curriculum in such a way so that the holistic understanding of laboratory sciences is not missing out in the training of the laboratory staff, laboratory technicians, technologists. Another important aspect that I want to stress upon here is we are at a juncture where artificial intelligence and robotics have moved into our laboratory space very well. And it's gathering steam, and it will really revolutionize the field of laboratory medicine. So it's very pertinent that at this juncture, we take up the understanding of artificial intelligence, the usage of it, the ethical usage of it in the laboratory medicine field, so that we can actually help our outcomes better. As already Dr. Kaptan Singh has told, and that lot of our laboratory tests which we are doing, 60 to 70% of them almost are affecting the clinical decision making. And with the revolutionization of the field with the advent of AI, it's going to be even faster, even more cost effective, and so we have to adapt our learning processes so that we can be ready for that and be useful. The third important thing I would like to point out is accreditation. Accreditation brings in a third-party perspective where we are trying to align our systems as per the expected norms which are running globally. So I think laboratory staff, laboratory technologists should be aware of the processes and should be oriented so that they can play an active role in accreditation process. So all these things are being taken care of when the curriculum is being revised and the curriculum are being designed for the new generation of laboratory staff. But who have already passed and who are already in the workforce, they need to orient themselves with these kind of activities like a conference that is being held today. So I again welcome you all to be participative, collaborative, and use this opportunity to learn as much as you can so that your horizons can open up for the near future for a much better outcome for the patients and also for the staff. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I request our guest of honor, Shri Karan Singh, Additional Director of AIMS New Delhi, to speak a few words.
Good morning, everybody. Our distinguished guest, Dr. Arvind Lal Padamsri, other dignitaries at dais and of the dais, I welcome you all. This very important conference, and I congratulate all the organizers and who has participated in it. Medical laboratory profession is very crucial and important. It is very important to diagnose any disease. Immediately medical profession comes into play. And you are very sporting and supplementing, complementing the doctor's profession. आज के युग में जो AI का डॉक्टर दत्ता ने बताया, डॉक्टर कप्तान सिंह ने बताया, very important role is playing. AI का यूज बहुत आगे बहुत ज़्यादा होगा. We should see how AI can be useful in the diagnosing any disease. और आपके जितने भी tools, technique हैं, we should think how can we modernize, because whenever we go to doctor, we want immediately results, what is the problem with me. इसमें मेडिकल लेबोरेटरी प्रोफेशन का सबसे बड़ा इम्पोर्टेंट योगदान है. जो भी यहाँ पे आए हैं, आई होप कि इस कॉन्फ्रेंस से आपस में इंटरेक्शन, एक्सचेंज ऑफ व्यूज़, एक्सचेंज ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी आप सभी के लिए बहुत ही लाभकारी रहेंगी. आई अगेन कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट एवरीबॉडी फॉर पार्टिसिपेटिंग इन दिस कॉन्फ्रेंस. थैंक यू वेरी मच. ऑल द बेस्ट.
Thank you for the kind words, sir. Now, I would like to invite our guest of honor, Padma Shri, Honorable Brigadier Dr. Arvind Lal, Executive Chairman Dr. Lal Path Labs, to address the audience.
So good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's indeed an honor and pleasure to be here. And I would like to thank Dr. Kaptan Singh especially for inviting me here today. So I'm supposed to give another plenary talk later on, so I won't speak right now too much and bore you with the gory details, but I would like you to understand that laboratory tests are required to diagnose 70% or to have 70% of clinical decisions are based on lab tests. So imagine if you are all not there, the clinicians are almost blind. Of course, the clinical acumen of the clinician cannot be overstated, but the fact of the matter is that without you people, modern medicine has got, it will not go an inch further, and this was proved also at the time of the COVID pandemic. So what was the national policy or the world policy regarding COVID? Test, track and treat. What came first? Test. If there was no testing, you did not know if there was any COVID or not. So similarly, so many other things. So you have to take a great pride in what you are doing, and I am so happy that an institution like All India Institute recognizes the fact that the laboratory medicine is such an important subject and not cardiology or neurosurgery, etc., etc. They're all very important, but I think laboratory medicine is the number one, out of all of these. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now it's time to release Souvenir of our ICMLS 2024. The souvenir is more than just a keepsake. It represents the memories we have created, the milestones we have achieved, and it captures the spirit of this occasion. To do the honors, I would like to request our chief guest and dignitaries to kindly commemorate the event by releasing the souvenir.
Thank you all. Now, to the most awaited section of the ceremony. It's time to honor and celebrate the hard work, dedication, and outstanding achievements of our professionals. These prestigious awards not only recognize the individual achievements, but also inspires everyone present here to aim higher and higher. Inviting the dignitaries to kindly present the awards to our stalwarts. The first award for the day is the ICMLS Lifetime Achievement Award 2024. This award goes to this person who is currently the Dean of the University School of Allied Health Sciences, Rayat Behra University, Mohali, Punjab. It's none other than Dr. Pankaj Kaul. Let's give a big round of applause to honor this achievement. Congratulations, sir.
You can go back.
Sir is presently working as Dean, University School of Allied Health Sciences, Rayat Behra University, Karar, Mohali, Punjab. He is a member expert, Task Force Committee, Ministry of Health and Family, Government of India, New Delhi, for revamping and redesigning medical lab sciences, curriculum 2016. He is also a member expert, developing minimum competency of primary health center, New Delhi. He has more than 50 national and international conferences till date, and has more than 11 national and international publications. He has also written 2 numbers of the books. The next award is the ICMLS Leadership Award 2024 that is jointly presented to 2 well-deserved leaders who are indomitable in their respective institutions. The first recipient has displayed an exemplary leadership quality in the organization of ICMLS 2023 at JIPMA. He is a man of few words and many actions. Shri Sandil Kumar J, Technical Officer at JIPMA, Puducherry. He is presently working as Technical Officer in the Department of Biochemistry, JIPMA. His work experience is more than 26 years. He persistently works towards the welfare of the medical lab professionals, and associating himself with ICMLS, he achieved the retrospective lab cadre restructure for the first time in JIPMA. He has also worked for revised MACP personnel to play upgradation during the cadre restructure and implementation of revised curriculum, that is 4 years of BMLS course. A true testimony to his leadership, he has been the successful conduct of ICMLS 2023 National Conference at JIPMA, Puducherry. Thank you, sir. The joint recipient of this award is National Treasurer of ICMLS and the General Secretary of LHMC and Associated Hospitals MLT Association. He is currently a MLT of KACH, New Delhi, who is also at forefront of ICMLS 2024. The Leadership Award goes to Shri Harishchandra Pandey. He is a dedicated and experienced medical lab technologist with more than 26 years of expertise in clinical lab settings. He is an active member of renowned professional associations, holding key positions to strengthen the field of MLS. He is also a General Secretary of LHMC and Associated Hospitals. He has donated blood voluntarily for 27 times. Congratulations, sir.
The next award is the ICMLS Young Scientist Award 2024. Kindly put your hands together to welcome Dr. Surendra Kumar Sharma, PGI Chandigarh, to receive the same. He is presently working as Senior Medical Laboratory Technologist in Department of Experimental Medicine and Biotechnology, PGI Chandigarh.
He has more than 24 years of work experience. He has 14 index journals as publications and has 693 citations. He has many awards, including the Best Oral Presentation and the Korean Medical Association Technologist Award. Working as Technical Inspector for Project Inspection for affiliation of nursing and paramedical colleges in UP, done with National Accreditation Board for Education and Training. He is a Medical Laboratory Sciences subject expert for curriculum design workshop aligned with NSQF for Diploma in MLT at NITTR. The last award for the day is the ICMLS Research Grant Award 2024, and it goes to Ms. Sonal Sangwan, PhD scholar and senior MLT at PGI Chandigarh. Ms. Sonal Sangwan is Senior Lab Technologist at the Department of Biotechnology, PGI Chandigarh. She is a PhD student in the Department of Experimental Medicine and Biotechnology. She has 20 years of experience in research and laboratory work and has done extensive expertise in molecular biology techniques and instrumentation. She has 12 publications to her name in many reputed scientific journals. She has presented research papers in more than 10 international and national conferences. Congratulations, ma'am. Congratulations to all the prize winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to honor our esteemed guests with a memento as a token of our appreciation and gratitude. It symbolizes our heartfelt thanks for their valuable time, inspiring words, and their presence here with us today. And to do the honors, first I would like to invite Shri C.P. Pandey to honor Dr. M. Srinivas, the Director of AIIMS, New Delhi. Sorry, sir has just left. I would like to call Mr. Harish Chandra Pandey to do the honors to Dr. Arvind Ral, Executive Chairman, Dr. Lalpath Labs. Next, I would like to call Dr. Surendra Kumar Sharma to honor Shri Karan Singh, Additional Director Admin, AIIMS, New Delhi. Dr. Surendra Kumar Sharma, please. Award? I would like to call Dr. Malkit Singh to honor Dr. Sudeep K. Datta, HOD, Lab Medicine, AIIMS, New Delhi. I'm inviting Dr. C.P. Pandey to kindly do the honors. Okay. May I request Dr. C.P. Pandey sir again to do the honors to Dr. Kaptan Singh Sherawat, the President of ICMLS. Kindly put your hands together. Thank you, sir. Requesting Mr. Sendil Kumar from JIPMA, Puducherry to honor Dr. Pankaj Kaul, the General Secretary of ICMLS. Shri Sendil ji. May I request Ms. Deepa to honor Mrs. Saroj Singh, the organizing chairperson of ICMLS 2024. Thank you.
As we near the culmination of the inaugural ceremony of ICMLS 2024, it would be apt to thank and recognize the untiring efforts of the people involved on and off the stage. I would like to invite Dr. Pankaj Kaul, General Secretary of ICMLS, to propose the vote of thanks.
Namaskar, one and all, especially distinguished guests sitting on the dais and off the dais. Esteemed speakers and participants, as we come to the close of this enriching and insightful inaugural session of ICMLS 24 conference, it is my proud privilege to extend a heartfelt vote of thanks on behalf of Organizing Committee of ICMLS 24. First and foremost, we extend our sincere gratitude to our distinguished guests who have spared their valuable time out of their busy schedule to be a part of this conference. Thank you, sirs. We owe our gratitude to our speakers, panelists, whose expertise, wisdom, and thought-provoking presentations is going to give us a valuable insights into the world of management, leadership, and sustainability of allied health sciences. Sincere thanks to our esteemed delegates and participants for this active engagement and contribution throughout the conference. Your discussions and scientific cum professional interactions will definitely make this event a grand academic feast. We would like to express our appreciation to sponsors, AIMS administration and management for allowing us to hold this conference in this prestigious Jawaharlal Nehru Auditorium of Apex National Institute. Special thanks to organizing committee and volunteers for their tireless efforts in ensuring every detail was meticulously planned from its registration to smooth running of scientific sessions. We hope the knowledge shared, connections made, and ideas exchanged will continue to inspire and drive positive changes in our future endeavors. Looking forward to meet you all in Guwahati, Assam. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Kindly rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड़ उत्कल
उत्कलवङ्गा विन्ध्य हिमाचल यमुना गङ्गा उच्चल जलधितरङ्गा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मागे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे।
Thank you. Please be seated.
Any of you whose presentations, PPTs are yet to be given backstage, kindly hand it over.
The scientific sessions are starting now. Kindly stay with us for the sessions and please be seated. We have found a pair of spectacles by someone. If someone is missing their pair, please come backstage to collect it.
Hello, Chair. Hello, hello.
As we proceed with our scientific sessions, I call upon Dr. Sudhir Kumar Datta and Dr. Arvind Lal to chair the first plenary session. Okay. I'm inviting Dr. Sudhir Kumar to introduce Dr. Jay Kaldra. Dr. Sudhir Kumar Datta is the head of the department, Lab Medicine, AIIMS, New Delhi. He is a technical assessor of biochemistry at NABL. He is an alumnus of Calcutta National Medical College. His area of interest is a total lab automation in diagnostic laboratory. Dr. Arvind Lal, he is an eminent pathologist, a medical administrator, chairman, and managing director, Dr. Lalpath Labs. He holds the rank of brigadier in the Indian Armed Force and honorary rank conferred by the Army. His incorporating information and computer technology systems, Lalpath Labs, have branched out to many parts of the country. He served as a honorary physician to the Indian President in 2001. He was one of the founders of Indian chapter of Association of Clinical Research Organization. His awards are Padma Shri, Healthcare Lifetime Achievement Award, Indira Gandhi Solidarity Award, Eminent Medical Person Award, Delhi Ratan Award, International Business Council Award. I now invite Dr. Sudhir Kumar to introduce Dr. Jay Kaldra.
Good morning, everybody. I think this is the first academic session of this conference, and we have three very eminent speakers with us. And the first of them is Dr. Jay Kaldra. He is a professor and clinical pathologist in the Department of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine, and has served as departmental head of Pathology and Laboratory Medicine in Saskatoon Health Region, that is in Canada, University of Saskatoon. And He has served as national president of numerous medical associations and scientific societies, including the Canadian Association of Medical Biochemists and Canadian Association of Pathologists. He was a founding member and director of the Saskatchewan Stroke Research Center. He currently serves on the board of directors of Saskatchewan Medical Association and its Legislation and Policy Committee. He has been actively involved as a physician leader in healthcare reform and administrative work, served as clinical chief in the Department of Laboratory Medicine, Saskatchewan District Health, and has more than 30 awards and honors, including Rotary Golden Wheel Award for Excellence in Science and Technology, then the Queen Elizabeth II Platinum Jubilee Medal, and has been considered as top 25 Canadian immigrant in Canada. And the list is endless, so without further ado, I invite Dr. Kalra, and he will be talking on a very important concept, that is error disclosure. And error disclosure nowadays is a very important aspect of laboratory governance, laboratory management, and overall patient safety. Over to Dr. Kalra, please.
Thank you, co-chairs, honored guests, ladies and gentlemen. I'm delighted to be here. I was telling somebody that I used to be here at the AIMS in 1969 and 1970 with Professor G.P. Talwar. So it's a privilege for me to return here at this particular very interesting topics. I'm just gonna, first of all, please join me in thanking Ms. Saroj Singh and particularly entire organization committee for doing this one, because I'm going to repeat one statement which our Padam Shri Dr. Lal indicated, and I practice that 70%, 60 to 70% of diagnosis, you people help in making the correct diagnosis, which is primarily credit for all my laboratory technologies. So please give applause for yourself. With that in mind, let me just start, because I have 30 minutes and I'm going to do a justice to that. So let me just move forward. I have no conflict of interest. Let me start by showing you a cartoon. This cartoon is between discussion going on with the physician and Dilbert. The physician is already indicating that it seems we had a mix-up with your test results. So the Dilbert very probably shake up his shoulders and say, then I'm not dying. The doctor says, we doctors are amazingly smart, but occasionally we make an error. The Dilbert walks away, well, I understand. The doctor shouts it, by the way, your pap smear was normal. So you can appreciate it. Keeping that in mind, let me pose a question with you. When a mistake happens at the work, what do? Do you punish the person, or do you work with the person to make sure that you alleviate that particular mistake? And especially, mistake is a major concern in any industries, but in healthcare, it is a major, major concern because it affects our loved ones when they are in hospital or when they are patients, is primarily. So that raises a lot of questions related to that. Is primarily that you can see that particular slide shows it, all kind of concerns comes into the picture. Because we as a physician and lab technologists, we want to make sure that we eliminate all the errors and provide the quality services. And that raises all kind of concerns related to ethical, morality, regulations, what is happening, and how should we diagnose, how should we actually relay that particular information to our patient. So my learning objectives would be basically I'm going to take a few minutes to talk to you about magnitude, scope of epidemiology of lab errors, and then we'll talk about national and international disclosure policies along with what has been happening across Canada, and provide you with the best practice model which we can use. This is primarily, we just finished this one. It has already been in the press, so it is being accepted at most of the places in the world. So let me start by showing you a case, which is a 55-year-old Mrs. Burns, whose surgical biopsy of the breast, a physician who is very busy and long wait list, is primarily walks in his busy schedule and enters an examining room and says, "How is Mrs. Dawn doing today? Now let's finish that endometrial carotid." I love to talk interactive. So what does this case indicate to you? If you really think about it, if you have not caught it, this a wrong patient, wrong procedures, that creates a lot of things that you have to think about it, eroding quality and also the patient safety. Along with in the last 8 to 10 years, it has raised the point, what we call professionalism. For a physician, how much they have work to do, how many patients they should see. This is really indicated in our country, in Canada also, and across the globe, to raise the professionalism itself. And in the news, every day, you see that in the news in North America, and also here. When was the last time when a patient went for right knee surgery, ended up getting the left knee surgery? Right? And when was the last time you saw that? Let me share with you the unique, true stories. 58-year young lady who had an abdominal surgery is primarily, then after 6 weeks of surgery, she's going to travel and see her son at the airport. Beep, beep, security is coming every time. And then finally, through the x-ray, they found out the surgical instrument was left. And a neonate who was supposed to get heparin ended up getting insulin. So if we just have a glance at this particular time, from since 1999 to Aries human, medical error causes about 44 to 98,000 hospital deaths. And it costs the system about $17 to $29 billion in US. And if we extrapolate this one, it will be costing the lab unnecessary, repeating the test and other things in the vicinity of about $5 to $6 billion. 95% of the physicians were surveyed tell they're witnessing a error primarily. And 60% or so, the healthcare professional believe that error is a routine part of the services. One of the 5 most common medical errors are due to is by misdiagnosis, delayed diagnosis, medication error, infection, and also the bad medical devices. So this slide actually just put things together that the third leading cause of death in US is primarily the medical error after the heart disease and the cancer. Let me share with you another case because I'm trying to put together the interrelation of medicine and the lab medicine in one. So this is a case where it's primarily a 36-year-old female who was pregnant, first pregnancy, had a test done, low protein S, and it was one that is a risk of thrombosis. Clinician was unaware of the low protein S value in the pregnancy without thrombosis. Lab results was misinterpreted, and the outcome was woman terminated pregnancy. This raises a question, who is responsible for this? Is it the lab or is it together where we are involved in this? So my question now is with you, how many of us have made a mistake? If I ask you to raise your hand, would you tell me that how many you think that you have made a mistake and what did you do? How many can raise the hands that if you have done the mistake? I only see one gentleman here. Let me share with you this one, and what did you do? I have my own stories but I'm gonna tell you what I've done the survey and what people tell us they did. So you made a mistake. All right, will it show? No, bury it, problem solved. You don't have to worry about it at all. Yes, will it show? Can you hide it, conceal it before your boss or other people find out? Problem solved. Now, it's primarily, can you hide it? No. Can you blame someone else or a special circumstance? Yes. Then get it there. Sir, it wasn't me. It was Johnny who did the mistake. So you are covering yourself. could your admission to the damage over career? Yes, then you have to sit tight and think the things will go well. It's primarily, so this is a conventional way people have been doing it, especially area. So this is just a slide to show, just to give a cartoon, and I'm sure that you understand this was when we had the genetically sheep twin was produced in the world literature. So let me tell you how frequent it is in the error for the lab. One identified error occurs at any 330 events. You can have it for about 900 to 2,000 patients, or about 280 to 8,000 lab results. And this all varies because how the different studies are reported and what is the process they have used for diagnosing or telling that there was an error happened. Also, this slide shows what I like to call the brain-to-brain loop. And here, when a patient is seen by a physician, is primarily looking at after taking the history and doing the examination, he or she has already made up their mind what kind of differential diagnosis is there, and they try to order the test. Samples are collected, identified, transportations, preparation, analysis, reporting, and interpretation in the mind of the physician, who then uses those test results to indicate, rule in or rule out that particular diagnosis he or she had made it. And this is when we talk about in the lab, which is a very complex, but at the same time, we have a laboratory data and management, safety, customer services. So we usually divide it into three parts: pre-examination or pre-analytical, examination or analytical, and post-analytical phases. You can look at it that the pre-analytical phase is from the time the blood has been collected from the patient till it reaches the lab, and analysis is done in the lab. Post-analytic is what we call post-transcriptional, or when we report the results. This is you can look at the pre-analytical. It's primarily right now at this year, last year we retabulated this. Pre-analytical errors are about 95% now, 85 to 95%. Average comes down to somewhere 85%. And then 7 to 8% analytical, and the post-analytical 7 to 8%. And this slide just to impress you that things do happen. There is a particularly review of literature is that the laboratory errors varies from 0.1 to 9.3, depending on what kind of studies are done or how they were analyzed primarily. So when the mistake happened, how quickly you can find it out? As I mentioned to you, if you went for right knee surgery and you had the left knee surgery, it was very easy to find out. But what happened when we are involved in the lab? How quickly we can find it out? It's primarily, if you look at, if you have incorrect or insufficient laboratory test order, it's very low error recognition is there. Laboratory test misinterpretation, again, we are not aware of it because it is done on the other side in the physician hand. So there is a primarily critical in the patient care, it has a very low risk or low priority. So what are the consequences of these laboratory errors? What is it happening? It's inappropriate test selection and results interpretation can result in many other things, because from the waste and loss of physician and laboratory staff time to increased cost of care, and along with the diagnosis are delayed, and that has emotional, clinical and emotional consequences for the patient and the doctors also. So you can see that how many consequences could be there. So how do we handle these mistakes at work? What do you usually do that one? We have previously reported and suggested from 2001 onward that addressing medical error and critical events should include educational program. We have introduced an educational program for all allied health sciences, nursing, and other places. And this is very well received across the world literature now. And I was glad that earlier on somebody had mentioned, one of your president had mentioned that this is something, innovation and teaching, we have to keep up with the training. So that's another. Part of accreditation, the hospitals and all the labs need to be accreditation, so it has to be part of it. And we suggested a no-fault, non-punitive model, which has been now very well received across the globe. So what is this no-fault model when we talk about? The principles, the highlight of no-fault model is a anonymous, non-punitive, and it has an organizational commitment. And that is very important. So what actually happened, this no-fault model, which I've shown here, we divide into 3 parts. It's primarily, if you look at, if you made a mistake, volunteer errors, and you report the incident report to, so we take it at a departmental level. It's primarily, that's the first instance where you have the report, division head or the lab managers looks at it and take appropriate actions. If it has to go to the quality committee or wherever you have the standards to look at it, it goes through it. Or it can go to the lab advisory committee who can look at it overall, what's happening from the lab, and come back and tell the solution so it will not happen again. The second part is related to when it's an institutional level. So it's primarily you have a lab advisory committee can put that forward to the medical advisory committee where all the physicians are there from various departments and they look at it, how to deal with it. And the last one is primarily when we can bring it at a national level or a provincial level. So this model is very well received. We proposed this in 2013. Now it's almost everywhere we see that its use is done. So the pillars of this error reporting is primarily say non-punitive, confidential, prompt, and result-oriented because you want to let the people know what has happened. So if you want to look at the disclosure of medical errors from a global lens, is primarily, let me tell you, what are the concepts? Disclosure of medical error is a challenge. Do you want to report it if something has happened? Or you just want to sit back? Other thing is there, many studies have indicated medical errors are infrequently disclosed to patients or their families. Physicians and healthcare provided 95% of the physicians say they will disclose, but in practice, only 30% of the physicians disclose the medical error. Then again, on the other side, patients' right to receive accurate information, what we like to call the patient bill of rights to make informed decision about medical error. So there are a lot of, from a quality perspective, when we look at it, it's primarily the error disclosure may be viewed as an informed consent. When you have given the physician informed consent, it's physician's duty to have make sure that you are keeping up with the fiduciary patient-physician relationship. Also, open communication with the patient about error is not seen as a common practice. And it provides increased honesty and openness if we are open with the patient. But there are concerns, because many of us believe that why not to disclose? Error is trivial, nobody cares. Other thing, the error doesn't harm. Patient is ignorant about the concept of error. Excuse me, Dr. Google is not going to be happy to know the patient is ignorant. May impair the patient trust in the physician and may increase the emotional liability. So there are factors, what I like to call the systemic barriers to disclosure. That's the first is tort culture. If I tell the patient I made a mistake, I could be taken to the medical legal case by the insurance company or in the court. Regulatory issues, if I'm reported that I'm making mistakes, I may lose my license. How I'm going to feed my family? There are no uniform policies were there. Fear of peer reviews is primarily mortality, morbidity, rounds are there every month in various departments, they look at it. It's primarily, you don't want to say, from your peer to say, oh, don't go and see Dr. Kalra, he makes a lot of mistakes. So you have to be very careful what is happening and what are the benefits of this particular ignorance. So we created certain principles which are primarily confidentiality, institution support, acknowledgement and apologize, open and timely communication, and recognize as patient's expectation, what we like to call patient-centered care. And there is also a need of balance. Of course, we look at the non-punitive dealing with the providers along with the ethical and legal requirements of accountability, which provides us that we have to balance the approach so that we can do the quality work and report accordingly. So who should report it? When it should be reported, and what should be reported? When we come to the patient disclosure, we talk about who, when, and what. Who is the individual who knows most about the patient should be the one. When to disclose? As promptly as possible. When to disclose, what to disclose is a process. Then what we need to do is avoid speculating and start with the expression of regret or apology and try to disclose that. Disclosure follow-up is also important, because if you disclose, then you have to make sure that it's an important step, and you should be doing it occur at very occasionally, very quickly. The possible opportunity you get every time, you should talk to the family and make sure that all their answers, all their questions are being answered appropriately. And afford opportunity. Many times the patient can refuse for disclosure process. What are the consequences if you don't disclose? Broken trust with a mutual respect with your patient, ethical challenges, and financial factors. The physicians are taken to the court for medical legal cases if they have not disclosed. And it has been indicated in the literature many times that there is at least 30 to 40% decrease in the medical legal cases when the patient has been told about the error and they have not been taken to the law. In the meantime, when we're talking about patient-centered, what does the patient want to know? Do the patient want to know that this mistake happened? At least 98% of the patient want to know the truth. And they are interested to, they verbalize that disclosure would enhance their trust in their physician, honesty, and also disclosure will reassure that they are receiving the complete information about their healthcare. So how do we go about and set it up there? It's primarily the medical error disclosure guidelines in various countries. There are three things which are required. Number one is requirement. It's a multifaceted approach where it's required legal reform, culture changes, and institutional framework is required. This will encourage the transparencies, patient safety, and the trust. And it will bring overarching principle, honesty, transparency, apologies, and learning from the errors. And these guidelines are aimed to enhance primarily patient trust, improve safety, both for patient as well as for the healthcare provider. If we look at the globe, international, US, with a joint JCAHO, which is a commission, and they have a medical error disclosure as a accrediting standard. UK, they indicated that the medical error disclosure is a remedial, they provide a remedial care, apologies, and monetary compensation to return to make sure there is no concern related. Australian studies indicate medical error disclosure as an integrated disclosure with risk management analysis to provide and investigate the critical incident. In Canada, it's primarily, this slide shows you the Canadian Provincial College of Physician and Surgeon policies on disclosure. These are the regulatory bodies who provides the license for physician to practice. It's primarily, if you take it from Saskatchewan, the first in 2002 it was introduced, apology is a part of standard. Manitoba, Winnipeg is no speculation, avoid the speculation. Ontario, patient can refuse to be involved with the disclosure. Also, in the British Columbia, we brought a law that prevents the apology as an admission of liability. All these disclosure policies are supported by medical association, Canadian Medical Association, and also Canadian Protective Medical Association support disclosure and also provide the training program. This slide shows you across the board, almost in Canada, all the regulatory body has this disclosure policies. When we talk about the patient-centered care, it's very important. We also decided to go from the regulatory body to come to the hospitals or the health regions. And we reviewed, evaluated, and compared individual policies of Canadian provincial and territorial health region to provide guidelines for the best possible medical error disclosure or model. And we used certain five of the evaluating key points: expression of regrets, patient support, avoidance of speculation, avoidance of blame, and provide support. This study was primarily, there was a Quebec and Yukon data was not present because of its completeness. Otherwise, what we found out when we compared these 5 factors and we tried to take the average of 5 factors across the country, we found that 90% plus in all the policies where these factors were involved. It's primarily, you can take it from avoidance, apologies, blame, and provider support was there in 90% of the. And then what actually happened is when we applied this thing, we found out 7 of the provinces and territory had these, which are marked here: Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Prince Edward, Newfoundland, Alberta, and Saskatchewan. They had all these factors included in their health region medical error disclosure. And that's what primarily tells you that in the western part, Alberta and Saskatchewan, and the Atlantic part, and also one of the territory had this particularly disclosure policies included all those 5 factors. Now, we talked about it, all these things, but let me ask for your help now. It's primarily, if we can look at it, this is a 31-year-old woman. She went to see her family physician office, routine checkup. The physician discovered an old pap smear was in the report, which was done 3 years earlier, but unnoticed until now. The report reveals the carcinoma in situ. Is primarily, although the patient had not been has been seen many times, but this report was not consulted or brought to her attention. So my question is, what do you do next? Do you disclose, or do you just keep it quiet? And what to disclose and how would you disclose is primarily. Let me share, where do we go from here? Is primarily time for some answers to think about it. Does the patient have the right to know? If so, when and how? How much the patient need to know? Do they still need to know if it is a near miss? How important is apology and timely of apologies? Should worker be punished for their error once they have reported it? Is primarily. So taking this particular case, what should be done is a professional dilemma for people. Number 1 is do nothing. You have nothing to worry about it, as I showed it to you earlier on. Second thing is that you can make a statement of regrets or sorry, apologize, it happened, and then you don't do it. Report it to the, or you tell the patient, we'll report to the department and we do the root cause analysis and we'll get back to you. The last one is, which is the right thing to do, is tell the patient the detail of the mistakes and apologize. Tell the patient that the hospital will investigate how it happened, and when that you have the information, you will share with the patient. This particular occasion, the patient should be ensured that the report of adenocarcinoma in situ is accurate and is in the right chart, because Gene Smith versus Joan Smith was the problem where the mix-up took place. And tell the patient before the examination about the report. The third thing is that false reassurances to the patients are no helpful. Blaming your staff will not help us. The patient should be offered immediate and thorough examination and reevaluate the entire what is happening in the office so you can indicate effective and quality management along with the reporting. And this is primarily in the cytopathology, publication in cytopathology indicated to know about error disclosure and how to say I'm sorry and when to say I'm sorry. This is primarily, we were reported in this particular journal where our group was shown that its no-fault model has been an integral part of this disclosure policy. Also, there were studies, there no blame and no shame. Also, when we were asked, we believe that it is our ethical and moral duty to provide the disclosure error as a standard of care, just similarly to what you're going to give the patient a medication or other things. And this primarily takes it our view. Error disclosure should be standard of care. Disclose promptly, be a leader, offer a second opinion if patient requires, emotional support, and document all particular discussion with the patient. And this is very important for total quality management. In summary, it's primarily medical errors are inherent in healthcare. An honest and personal response to an error is an ethical and professional responsibility. Also, a prime role exists for the accrediting and regulatory authorities to provide a driving policy changes and requires uniform guidelines, standard, and program for disclosure. With regards to the best practice, the designing of an error disclosure policy requires integration of various aspects, including bioethics, physician-patient communication, quality of care, and team-based care delivery. The 5 critical components which we have shared with you are there to make a uniform policies creation. Also, we suggest the practice of disclosure in Canada, and we have extended this to different parts of the globe, should transition towards a uniform patient-centered approach that will address errors in non-punitive, foster a culture of learning dedicated to the reducing the error and enhancing the patient service. And this is, we therefore suggest that uniform policies centered about addressing error in a non-punitive manner should be a standard of care. In conclusion, I'd like you to consider this thought. Disclosure when happen and when done properly, appropriately, makes sense from ethical standpoint, professional obligation, risk management, regulatory and license compliance, and legal perspective. And this, I'll leave you with this particular quote: 3 things cannot be hidden, long hidden: the sun, the moon, and the truth. With this in mind, let me acknowledge many of my colleagues who have been involved with us for the last 25 years. This year it makes the 25 years of our work in this particular area. And we like to just, because one of my predecessor, Dr. Harry Emerson, he was the author of the Doctor and the Law book. And I have 3 of the law students who participated with us during our studies, and I have many number of physicians, residents, now they're practicing in different parts of the country, and some of them they have been involved in these studies. With that in mind, I'd like to thank you. If there is a time permitted, through the permission of the chairs, I will be delighted to answer any of the questions you may have.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Kalra, for your very insightful and thought-provoking lecture. And this is an area where I don't think India has been having any policy or guidelines. Any questions from the audience?
Yes,
you have
please.
one question. Yes, please go to the mic. Use the mic.
Can you take us the mic? Okay.
First of all, thank you so much, sir, for the wonderful talk. Myself, Dr. Gini Bharti, Senior Resident in the Department of Laboratory Medicine. As you mentioned, we should not keep mistakes to ourselves. But however, in India, we know that revealing everything to the patient can be very risky. So how can we apply these things effectively in Indian context?
Thank you very much for asking that question. I've been spending a lot of time and thinking about it for a long time. I had some negotiation and communication with Dr. Datta here. And let me share with you. I will only start with a couple of sentence words, and then I'll ask the chair. Both the chairs are very well words about in this area. Maybe Dr. Datta or our Honorable Padam Shri Dr. Lal may address that to you. What I've looked at it, the awareness is very important. And then if with the awareness, the training of our colleagues gonna be very important. Because that's not happening. I came across one case long time ago that went up to Supreme Court and it was thrown out. So that awareness, training, regulation, ethical issues, all these things which I put it there is primarily will be very helpful. And as I indicated to you, I've been doing some collaboration with Dr. Datta, and maybe he can address to you what has happened in India so far. With your permission, Dr. Datta, would you please?
I would like to say that in India, still now, we don't have a clear-cut guideline for disclosure of errors in the laboratory, and I doubt whether it is existing for medical errors as such. But it's very important that we create an environment, especially in the laboratory, where this error disclosure is encouraged. Otherwise, we all will accept the fact that if we work, we'll make mistakes. If we don't have the opportunity of disclosing our mistakes, then these mistakes will have very big outcomes. But if it can be identified and rectified at the very early stages, it can be prevented. Those bad adverse outcomes can be prevented. So I think it's very important that we work on this area, maybe assist each other, learn from each other, learn from the global scenario as well, to create some guidelines. I would like Dr. Lal to please comment, sir, please.
Please.
Thank you, Dr. Datta. The fact of the matter is that what is ethical and what is non-ethical. Now, to make a mistake is bad enough, but to keep hiding it is even worse. So you are the youngsters of tomorrow, and right now, as you have seen that the guidelines are not there, but I'm sure the guidelines will come in, sooner than later. And it is much better to say sorry, what Dr. Kalra has said, and say that, well, it is a mistake on our part, and that gets, it gets, finished right there and then. Otherwise, you have to keep on explaining. You tell a lie, and to cover up that lie, you've got to tell another 100 lies. And in India, well, where people are very fond of increasing your writing work, you will keep on writing page after page and, trying to tell something which has actually not happened to protect yourself. So I firmly believe, well, we test 100,000 patients a day. And it is impossible that, mistakes are not committed. And I can give you a very, good example which happened right with me. And one evening, one husband, wife, Sadarji and his wife, young people, they came up to my room and they said, Dr. Lal, I've got to thank you and I've got to congratulate you. And so I did not know what was coming. And he says, well, I'm a diabetic patient, but today you have declared that I have no diabetes. So before I could say anything else, he says, but my wife has got diabetes now. So both were being bled, side by side. And inadvertently, the tubes or the label or the thing was mixed up. And so I told him, I said, look, it seems to be a error on our part. And would you like to repeat the test, etc.? He says, no, we'll, whatever you tell us to do. So we just changed the results. And he was happy with that. But had I said, no, we have not made any mistake, and your wife today, who's never been diabetic, is diabetic, etc., it would have been a real big mess. So I think we should stop there. Thank you.
Thank you kindly.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Kalra.
Thank you so much, sir, to happily come all the way from Canada to educate us on the said topic. I now invite our Honorary Brigadier, Dr. Arvind Lal, to honor Dr. Jaya Kalra with a token of appreciation, a memento.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. So the next talk, the plenary talk, is by Padma Shri Honorary Brigadier Dr. Arvind Lal, sir, Executive Chairman, Dr. Lal Path Labs. Sir, welcome you, sir.
So it's my pleasure to invite Dr. Arvind Lal, Honorary Brigadier and Padma Shri, to present his plenary talk. I think Dr. Lal is a household name nowadays in India.
I've noted down a few things. So first of all, it's indeed a great honor to be a part of the 5th National Conference of Indian Confederation of Medical Laboratory Sciences, ICMLS-2024. I would like to thank the organizers of the conference, especially Dr. Kaptan Singh Serawat, President ICMLS, for extending this warm invitation to me. Thank you once again. Let us go to a remote village in India. A mother in the village walks a few kilometers carrying a child who has high fever to reach the nearest doctor. Thankfully, she meets a qualified MBBS doctor who examines the child but cannot infer with certainty whether the child is suffering from typhoid, malaria, dengue, chikungunya, or is it the beginning of hepatitis A, B, or C, or something else. He must order a few tests to correctly diagnose and treat the child. And rightly so, as I said earlier, diagnostics are responsible for more than 70% of clinical decisions or medical decisions in modern evidence-based medicine, guiding doctors from uncertainty to clarity and turning symptoms into diagnosis. If the diagnostics are not available in the village, then the quack or the rural medical practitioner, you've all heard this term, RMP, he gives what we call a gunshot 5C treatment. And what is this 5C treatment? That is, no test has been carried out. This means giving a pudia in which is crushed crocin, chloroquine, chloromycetin, crocin to bring down the fever, chloroquine to fight malaria, chloromycetin to fight typhoid, cortisol, which I call in my own North Indian language as Amrit Dhara, it can bring down anything, and of course cold compresses. So this 5C treatment is given in the absence of any lab test. These are the medicines which even in towns are even being given today by doctors in this very town. The critical role of diagnostics was thrust into the global spotlight during the COVID-19 pandemic. And this shaped the strategy that all nations relied on to control and to stop the spread of the disease. That was test, track, and treat became a universal mantra, essential for identifying cases, monitoring transmission, and guiding timely medical intervention across the world. RT-PCR testing, once a term known only to healthcare professionals like us, became a household word, at least in India, for the ordinary layman. RT-PCR kara lo bhi. This experience during the COVID pandemic understood that diagnostics are not just a foundational aspect of healthcare, but are indispensable in managing global health crisis. People got to know that you could not treat COVID without diagnosing it. Behind the scene, medical lab technologists are the ones responsible for carrying out these tests with precision, accuracy, and releasing the reports on time, making them the unsung heroes of evidence-based medicine. I often used to tell my own staff that you have to give the report on time. You see, we are the only ones who cannot dilly-dally. A clinician can say, ki aap kal aiyega, main test karaunga, kuch karunga. But you and I have to give the report in the time, and especially in private practice, he has given you the money in the morning, he has a receipt, so you have to give the report in the evening. He has already fixed up the appointment with the doctor. So if this is not done in a loose kind of a manner, either the disease will not be there or the patient will not be there. So you please remember that timing is very important of the report. Though these preparations are rarely seen by patients, they play a pivotal role in the healthcare continuum. In fact, every diagnosis is a collaboration between the physician or the physician's knowledge and the lab technologist's skill. With the advancements in healthcare that leverage cutting-edge technologies to deliver accurate and personalized care, medical lab technologists will be at the forefront. Their role is expanding beyond traditional testing to encompass a blend of technological expertise, data interpretation, and collaborative clinical support. Lab medicine and diagnostics have always been at the forefront in adoption of technology. Who brought the analyzers or who brought computers into India first in healthcare? We did. Who automated the labs, auto analyzers, etc.? We did. Therefore, it is imperative that today's laboratory scientists prepare for this evolving role and add skills to use the technologies for ensuring the highest quality of testing. Today, most analytical processes are automated with range of instruments from small automated analyzers to high throughput connected modular instruments, which are almost hands-free. But what still needs significant attention is the pre-analytical phase where 70% of lab errors occur. This is very important. This phase includes sample collection, labeling, transportation, and preparation. Addressing these errors requires not just technology, but a skilled human touch. Therefore, it is no surprise that Dr. Lal Path Labs, under its CSR flagship skill development program, through which over 7,500 lab phlebotomists have been created. We train close to 3,000 phlebotomists every year with the aim to create a cadre of highly skilled healthcare workers who can help reduce the burden of pre-analytical phase errors. And you understand that from a lab phlebotomist, he can go to the next step. He can become a junior lab technician or MLT and then go on so forth. Once the samples are prepared, they enter the lab information management system, or what we call LIMS, which has become akin to the cardiovascular system of the lab. The LIMS connects all instruments, eliminating transcription errors, optimizing workflows, and maintaining strict quality metrics. Information technology, optic fiber-based Wi-Fi internet connectivity, and increased high-quality lab management system, or LIMS, will transform the role of a medical lab technologist, demanding not just clinical knowledge, but also a fluency in technology. You all will always be at the cutting edge of technology, I can assure you. The technologists have become as much data managers as they are scientists, ensuring seamless integration between machines and accurate diagnostic outcomes. But automation cannot entirely eliminate the need for specialized skills. Upskilling throughout an MLT's career is important, and honing specialized skills in areas that still need a lot of manual expertise should be paid attention to. Everything cannot be automated. Some of these fields include histopathology, special stains, molecular diagnostics, HPLC, electron microscopy, LCMS techniques, proteomics, etc. These are fields where the human touch, that is in MLT's judgment, precision, and expertise is irreplaceable. Dr. Lal Path Labs, we run a program called Hunar for our internal lab scientists to provide specialized training and certifications on the job. I'm also happy to inform you that we are the biggest histopathology testing lab in the world by processing up to we process up to 1,400 biopsies in a day. As healthcare shifts towards personalized approaches, lab technologists play a crucial role in the performing genetic and molecular tests that drive individualized treatment plans. By analyzing genetic markers, cellular responses, and personalized health data, they help clinicians tailor therapies to each patient's unique profile, enhancing the effectiveness of treatments and thus providing an important facet of what we call personalized medicine. Diagnostics now involves managing and interpreting vast amounts of health data, requiring lab technologists to develop expertise in data analytics. So be careful. Now, this is what is going to come to you now. Working with big data will allow them to identify trends, provide insights for early diagnosis, and support predictive healthcare, helping to prevent illnesses before systems even arise. Another crucial focus area for technologists is quality. So remember, there are three things which ail Indian healthcare. One is accessibility, one is affordability, and the third one is quality. Don't want to go too much into it, but they are self-explanatory. The use of data and technology to continuously improve sample flow and quality of results is now an imperative. For example, implementing moving average for continuous quality measurement. This enables detection of systemic errors in instruments 24/7, and not just at the time of running quality controls. You all know that now. The modern medical lab technologist is no longer confined to just processing samples. They are now innovators, collaborators, and lifelong learners. They ensure that every diagnostic report is accurate, timely, and impactful for the patient's healthcare journey. Lab medicine today is far more than just mastering processing techniques. It is constantly pushing the envelope for learning skills that can ensure high-quality reports and value for each sample that is processed for the patients. In the future, I envision that lab technologists will need to collaborate even more closely with other professionals like clinicians, bioinformaticians, AI specialists, genetic counselors, etc., to interpret complex diagnostic data to provide holistic care. Their insights will be vital for guiding decisions, managing treatment courses, and facilitating communication within the patient care team. Medical lab technologists must take pride in knowing their work underpins evidence-based medicine, guiding clinical decisions and save lives. From addressing pre-analytical challenges, as we just discussed, to harnessing cutting-edge technologies. They are not just keeping pace with healthcare advancements. In fact, they are actively shaping the future. I would like to appeal to all of you to work towards attracting more candidates to pursue a career in medical lab sciences. Given the dynamic nature and the advancements in the field, it is becoming lucrative for the tech-savvy youth. We need more collaborative efforts between educational institutions, collaborative efforts between healthcare industry and the government to offer scholarships, internships, mentorship program that can further encourage young talent to choose MLT as a rewarding career path. I also firmly believe that medical lab technology can emerge as a large employer in the country. You know the problem in India. Mr. Modi has got lesser votes this time because of failure to create jobs. Please remember this. This is where you come in. I also firmly believe that medical lab technology can emerge as a large employer in the country and contribute to the economic growth of numerous families and even the nation. This is a low-hanging fruit to provide employment to the youth of the country. India needs to create nearly 1 lakh jobs every month. That is more than 10 lakh jobs per year, and for that you will not find many professions like medical lab technology, wherein within 2 years of passing class 12 exam, a person can become a respectable breadwinner for the family. With India's population reaching nearly 145 crores, and the increase in the burden of non-communicable diseases or NCDs like diabetes, hypertension, cardiac diseases, and strokes, liver, kidney, and lung diseases, etc., the role of lab medicine cannot be overemphasized. I said earlier that you will always be at the cutting edge, and you are at the cutting edge. Diagnosing these before the onset of a full-fledged disease would mean testing crores of people in their so-called good health, or what is known as preventive and wellness testing. By testing early at the primary health level, we can significantly lessen the burden during the advent of the full-blown disease, which then requires hospitalization in secondary and tertiary hospital like AIIMS. We can also increase the life of an individual by testing him in so-called wellness rather than in illness. This means that there will be literally, now this is the punchline, a 10-fold increase in the creation of phlebotomists and lab technologists in the change scenario of healthcare in India. I envision that India sooner than later will adopt a policy wherein highly trained lab technologists will be running hundreds and thousands of clinical laboratories in India of the future, which are linked together with sophisticated digital networks ensuring high-quality diagnostics. According to an Indian Express report, there are 3 lakh laboratories in India, and from my calculation, it can grow by 10-fold. That is 30 lakh labs in India is what we require to handle a population like ours. But those labs have to be testing labs and not testing shops. You understand what I'm saying? Whether the healthcare administrators in India realize it or not, laboratory testing will be the #1 healthcare task to be fulfilled if India wants to control NCDs and prevent the 2% GDP loss caused by these NCDs. These NCDs bring down your financial ability of the country by 2% of the GDP. If we are to become the 3rd largest economy by 2027, lab medicine has to be given the #1 position in healthcare. As you all know, most of the NCDs can be reversed or arrested if detected in their initial stages. This means that lab medicine is going to see literally a volcanic explosion in the near future in the healthcare of the country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Dr. Lal, for your enlightening lecture, defining the role and responsibilities of the laboratory medical professionals, and as well as outlining a vision for the whole community in the near and even the distant future. So thank you, congratulate you again for this enlightening thing. Any questions, any thoughts? So if there are none, you have? Last bench, please come up. Please come ahead.
Good afternoon, sir. Sir, recently in our AIMS,
Could you please introduce yourself also?
Okay, sir. Sir, myself Nikhil Mishra from Anatomy Department. Sir, we recently set up a clinical toxicology lab in our department. So regarding this, I have a question that, is there any way that we can able to get a training in Dr. Lal for ICPMS and LCMS?
Yes, we do have internship programs, and you write to us, and I think we can accommodate you for some time for training purposes. Not a problem.
So I think Dr. Lal has several training facilities and programs which helps in building up the the competence of the cadre, and I think those can be utilized very usefully. So if there are no more questions, I congratulate again Dr. Lal for his excellent speech, and thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. We are proud to have you here, and your contribution to the field of laboratory professionals arena is indomitable, sir. Keep inspiring us, sir. Thank you. So the next talk is by Dr. Purva Mathur, and she's going to speak on the key performance indicators in clinical laboratory. She's a professor in Department of Laboratory Medicine, JPN ATC, AIMS, New Delhi.
Our next speaker, Dr. Purva, she has been the torchbearer of hospital-acquired infections and has contributed significantly in this area. Moreover, recently the lab in trauma center has been accredited under her guidance, and also Dr. Arul Selvi. Both of them have made it possible that it has become the first lab in AIMS which has got accreditation from NABL. Dr. Purva, please. Thank you. So till the technical glitch is taken care of, I would like to make the audience aware that in AIMS we have developed a latest integrated total end-to-end automation platform known as the Smart Lab, which you can take the opportunity to visit and make yourself aware of where what Dr. Lal was telling regarding automation, then the usage of AI technologies for auto validation, then QC monitoring, all those you can visualize in that lab. So it will be a good opportunity for all of you here to visit that lab and learn about the recent practices. Sir, Dr. Lal, sir, I'm also taking this time to make you aware that AIMS has also taken this initiative to have NABL accreditation for all its major clinical diagnostic labs, and we are in that path. Our Department of Laboratory Medicine has already completed the audit and closed all the non-conformities raised, and we are in the process of getting accreditation for the whole department. So. And sometimes I would say that people, the lab staff, the technologists, the person working on the ground, they are apprehensive of a process called accreditation. Because if I feel that somebody from outside is coming and looking into your processes to find out faults, I would like to assure you that it's not like that. It's a fact-finding process. And what happens is, if we are looked at from outside, it always helps us to align our processes to the global requirements, to the standards prescribed. So always take these things in a very positive attitude. That would help us to move ahead, make our processes very well organized, well streamlined, so that it can ultimately give a better outcome for the patients with the available resources. Sir.
So I would like to take this platform to suggest to the organizers that next time when you have a conference like this, if you can all, come, give us time, and we can have, a phased amount of people. Our lab cannot, though it's a huge lab covering 1 acre of land in Rohini, but we can have small groups come at this time so that you can know that what I was trying to envision there, that you people are going to be making such labs in the future. So come and have a look, and we will work this thing out. And we do get people from the armed forces every year, but they are from the hospital administration department. But you people will benefit much more if you come and see that what we are up to. Thank you. By the way, we are the only lab in this part of the world which has 2 electron microscopes, when most of the labs don't even have 1. So that is a kind of, cutting edge technology we are talking about, and automation you come and see for yourself, and the high-ended tests and whatnot.
So has it been resolved? Okay. It will take 1 more minute.
I apologize for this delay and thank the co-chairs for giving me this opportunity, and I really congratulate this Indian Confederation of Medical Laboratory Technologies. As Dr. Lal mentioned very clearly that more than 70% of treatment is based on laboratory results, and that is how important the role of medical laboratory technologist is in today's era. And I often used to wonder, sir, that there are so many training programs for doctors and even nurses now, but medical laboratory technologist is one very, very important field and class of healthcare workers who are not given this opportunity of training. So it's a very welcome step, and we should have more of these training programs for medical laboratory technologists, because if a patient comes to a hospital, more often than not, some laboratory investigation will be ordered for that patient. And it's very important that we as laboratory people take utmost care in providing accurate results. And also we are in this era of accreditation of laboratories. All India Institute of Medical Sciences under the leadership of Director of AIIMS has taken this big step of accreditation of the entire laboratory ecosystem. So all the laboratory departments have been ordered to undergo NABL accreditation, and so that there is quality and there is trust that patients can have in the laboratory reports, and slowly all the laboratories are going into accreditation mode. So when you are going for any accreditation, or you are really concerned about the quality of laboratory reports that are generated, it's very important that you have something known as key performance indicators or quality indicators, which will guide you towards what are those indicators or what are those